Okay, now this is a challenging statement, and this is a very nuanced conversation. We want to speak with respect to everyone's process. And it's a specific technical detail, and we want to communicate with love on this topic. Is there God? We're not trying to say everyone should believe that God exists. We're just asking, in your view, does God exist? Or beyond form? It's not a trick question. It's an important question. How, if people don't have faith that God exists, or belief that God exists, or experience that God exists, how would we, why would we pray? Why would we meditate? Why would we ask for oneness? Why would we align with spirit if we don't have a fundamental belief that God exists? And can human beings call upon God for safety, or for healing, or for empowerment, or for learning, or becoming more loving, kind, and caring, or to heal their karma? How many people in the world are being taught that they themselves are a god or a goddess? So is that any different than The Secret? So say, I'm a god and I can make anything I want. Paffo, I've manifested it, and I should be able to do so endlessly any way I choose. But the challenge with this is there is an I am, and we're not it. Are we making sense with that? There is a God, and we're not it. We're expressions of God, and we're not God. And we're open to being wrong, by the way. We're open to being full of baloney or wind or whatever. If any part of our system wants to see ourselves as limitless God selves, then we're not going to operate with humility, and we're not going to be willing to transform ourselves into a process of sustainability on this planet. Are we expressing the mismatch between these? How many people in the world want to be billionaires? I mean, if you were to ask them, if someone walked up to you and said, I'm going to give you a check for $1 billion, how many people in the world are going to turn it down? So absolutely, people want to be wealthy. They want to be powerful. They want to be important. They want to be affecting in the world, and that's understood and understandable. And the question is, how do we intentionally, willfully, and with an absolute focus on love first and always for everybody, how do we absolutely intend to be so humble in our process of service that we focus on, not from our mindsets, not from our ego or tribal resonances, not from political vantage points or scientific vantage points or therapist vantage points, or any limiting mindset. How do we choose to be so loving, kind, and caring and humble that we as a species can get past this developmental step within the next 7 years successfully, with the least loss of life, the least wars or potential for war, the least pain and suffering, the greatest learning and evolution of consciousness, and the greatest potential for sustainability, and the greatest stability of the ecosystem? If we can't become humble, can we even choose that? If we don't see ourselves as equal to others and everyone is equal to us, how do we choose to serve them as we would ourselves? There's not a single person in the world that's not a beautiful, perfect, pure soul, not even one. There aren't any evil souls. And there's no undeserving souls on the planet. And how do we learn? Through what process, method, technique, or discipline, or educational regimen do we learn as individuals to hold that wise understanding, that conscious discerning understanding that says, every single person on this planet is equal to me, and there is no one that is unworthy of my love and service? How imperative is it that we humbly operate in that way? Even the people that we feared or hated in the past, how imperative that we step up to serve them. Those that we have feared or hated, how imperative that we heal ourselves in our relationship to them. How imperative that we help them heal their relationships to us proactively, preemptively, immediately, not next year, not 7 years from now, not in some other lifetime, today. Because we've only got 7 years to get it done. Does it make sense that the choice must be this clear? It must be this absolutely unquestionable, as absolutely completely understood and grounded in your systems, to recognize that there is a choice to be made. It's your choice to make if you choose to make it, that you have the power to make it if you choose to. And nobody's got the right to expect you to make that choice or try to push you or coerce you to make that choice. That's not our intention. We want to inform as best we can if you folks are interested in that. And that's all. And then get out of the way of your process. Whatever your choices are up to you, and we will respect and honor them. This last item on the screen, imposter syndrome dynamics. How many people want to feel or fear not being a success, or fear being exposed as not being as good as they want to appear to be, or not as knowledgeable as they want to appear to be, or not as capable as they want to appear to be, or not as spiritual or good a human being as they want to appear to be? And does that fear drive generation of social and self-image dynamics that don't allow for humility to arrive in a sustained way within one's system? And does the fear of those of being exposed as just being an average human being, does that fear keep us from consciously collaborating as equals, or trying to hold up some social image that is not accurate or true, or some self-image that's not accurate or true? And does that inaccuracy, from moment that egoic process that is not burned away ruthlessly into humility, does that keep us from accepting ourselves and everybody else 100% of the time as lovable, worthwhile, important, valuable, a good soul, and ourselves as good souls and everyone else as good souls? And does it create a distrust dynamic between individuals, a fear of being criticized, judged, blamed, abandoned, hurt, punished, or mistreated?